We wanted to start out by giving a little background as to who we are and what kind of the birth, I guess, of Xpedition Trailers. So Stacy and I have always had a great love of the outdoors, and we've always loved going camping and taking our kids and just enjoying it. I was a scoutmaster for many, many years, and you know, as time went on, it just seemed like we were more and more of a struggle.
Harder and harder.
Yeah.
More the packing up and unpacking.
Yeah, it was it was definitely a chore. So at any rate, we own another business, Artie Industries, and that was going really well, and I was kind of dealing with a lot of the bigger problems, but had enough time that I could devote to designing a trailer for us. And so we started looking around, and well, this is actually before I started designing it, but we started just looking for something that would work for us. And it just seemed like everything was just not quite right, and
it wasn't big enough. It had kind of some weird layouts. It made it so that the things we wanted to do, we weren't quite able to do. We couldn't get out on the trails that we wanted to get out on. We wouldn't be able to cook the big meals that we wanted to cook, and we wouldn't be able to sleep, all 7 of us. So.
Or have our kids be a part of the process of cooking, right? Or it seemed like everything was just cumbersome on a lot of units. So anyway, that kind of initiated the process of designing a trailer. So, and Mike was kind of around in the beginning when I was doing that, and it was so funny. He'd come up to my office, so how we doing, or where are we at? Can we start on anything? Oh, just a little bit longer, just a little bit.
Couple more tweaks.
Yeah.
At any rate, from April of 2019 to February, kind of the end of February of 2020, was the prototype phase. That was the initial design prototype. And then in 2020 is when we started testing, during COVID. And any rate, it just seemed like with every little tweak and with every little refinement, it just was better and better and better. But it was really cool to see it just really come to life and be something that really worked for us and for a lot of other people right out of the gate.
Yeah. Well, we all have a love for the outdoors, and Mike has always been. Do you want to give a little background?
Yeah. So I'm Mike. Obviously, I grew up here in Salt Lake City. Always been into hiking, camping, skiing, fishing. Pretty much anything outdoors. I try to camp every couple weeks in the summertime. So naturally, this kind of just fell in line with that. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. And Mike is our production manager.
That's right.
So yeah.
We did our intro as well.
First time.
So we'd like to take you guys around the shop, give you a little tour, and rather than us grabbing the camera and fumbling through the whole thing, we actually pre-recorded, and Mike did a fantastic job of bringing us around the shop. So you can meet a couple of the guys and see.
Yeah, and after we do the shop tour, we'll spend a little bit of time talking about the 4-season capabilities of the new 2023 Voyager, and then we'll open it up for questions and questions and answers, and so we can just chat and get to know you guys a little bit better too.
Okay, so let me see if I can share this video with you guys here.
Hey guys, Mike here with Xpedition Trailer. I'm the production manager here, and I wanted to give you a quick shop tour, show you everything that goes into making a Voyager trailer. In here, first stop's your inventory room. We've got Hunter here, our inventory manager. Hunter, what do you got going on?
Hey, what's up guys? So I got our Red Arc and our inverter wiring kits going on right now.
Cool. Show us some of the other pre-assemblies we've got.
Yeah, come check it out. So, as you can see over here, we got our propane mounts. We mount our solenoids so they're ready to go. Then we got our stainless counter that goes in our kitchen. And then we got some of our kitchen organizers. These get riveted onto our doors and they get wrapped right before they go on. And then we got some more fenders. And then we got our interior kitchen cabinet. We installed the doors to every bit of electrical. So you got your mirror panel and all that stuff. Then we got our famous kitchen slide out. We got our sink and our stove that gets all assembled at once. And then we got our cooler slide. So with our cooler slides, we bolt on our slides, even to our fold down table, even down to the wire.
Awesome. I can't tell you guys how important this step is for us guys on the shop floor in order to get these trailers through quickly and out the door to you guys.
Hey Mike, I want to show you the rest of our inventory.
Let's do it.
It's alright. So, what we got going on here is we got some more electrical right over here. We got some fittings for our plumbing. And then we got some lighting. You know how all that lighting is. And then we got our Truma and our Truma heating system stuff is all right here. What I'm most proud of is our new suspension that came out this year, 2023. This is one of our coils that we engineered in-house for our Xpedition trailer. And the same goes for our shocks.
Awesome. Guys, cool thing about our suspension is almost everything is made right here in-house. Everything from the alignment washers to the bushing sleeves.
Yeah, so what I really want to show you is what we got this morning. Here this morning.
Let's check it out.
So, you see right here, we got some suspension components. I think they're hot and ready. Ready to go. So we got our Z plates, we got our cross members, and we got our A arms.
Awesome. And guys, check this out. These ones actually just came back from powder coat. Fresh and ready to go. Classic gray and the orange spring. Really nice look.
Yeah, and so what else goes on this end of the warehouse is we got our major components. These all kind of get like our textured blacks. So we got our water tank slides, we got our bumpers, fenders, and our trim rings, you name it on this side.
Alright.
And over here, our white. So our white is all of our kind of our interior. So we got our main cabinet, and we got some walls over here. So that's pretty much what goes on over here.
Cool.
Yeah, so I want to take you over to this part. So what we got on this wall is our kind of more fender pieces, some satin black stuff, like we get our shower mounts, and we got some trim rings and stuff over here. Then this is kind of the cool part about this section is we got all of our raw components. What are these raw components is like we build all of our skeleton, our main cabin, and kind of pieces it all together.
Yeah. And check this out, guys. Like we were saying before, everything's cut, bent, formed in-house. So this is 1/8 inch aluminum, and this is just one of the many pieces that goes into your Voyager trailer. Well, thanks, Hunter. Appreciate everything you do. Of
course.
We're gonna carry on.
Yeah.
Follow me, guys. So welcome to the main shop floor. Out here in the first station, this is where we focus on a lot of the frame prep. So we do everything from running a couple of different wiring harnesses that we assemble here in-house, some of the suspension components, plumbing, and a few other odds and ends. And if you follow me to the next station, we'll check out the rest of it. So over here, you can see the trailer really starts to take its shape. We do everything here from the vertical studs. We install the outside walls. We also start doing some of the interior paneling, as you can see. After all that, we get the cargo box on, sealed, tongue kind of buttoned up there. We move on to the next station. So over here is where we focus on a lot more of the electrical. The Red Arc goes live in this station. And also we do a number of things here, but we also make sure the roof is sealed and installed properly. And as you can see, at the end of this station, the Voyager trailer gets its signature look with your own custom wrap. And last but not least, follow me over to this side. So over here in the last couple of stations, we go through some of the finer details. We also put in the flooring, cargo box doors, the cabin doors. You can see we've got someone underneath doing our quality control check, over 130-point check. We're really proud of what we do, and we want to make sure that when you're out on the trail, you have a good time and an even better experience. So thanks for checking out the shop with us, and we'll see you next time.
Hopefully you enjoyed that quick shop tour, and yeah, gleaned a little bit of how we do what we do right here in the shop. Anything you want to add, Mike? I mean, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
that was pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed it, you know. First time on camera, so we'll get better.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. So another thing that we wanted to go over and cover this evening, like Stacy mentioned, is the 4-season package that we have on the 2023 trailers. And in order to do that, I wanted to share with you guys, I don't want to make this like a slideshow presentation, but I do have a few pictures to just illustrate some points. And some of these are behind the scenes showing how we put together the 4-season and what it does, and pointing out some key elements about it so that hopefully you guys can understand it a little bit better, and we can, I don't know, maybe answer some questions you might have before you ask them, but, and maybe it'll create new questions. So anyway, we'll jump into that and show you, unless you guys have anything.
I think it's good to point out that prior to the 2023 Voyager, all of the trailers would be about a 3.5 season trailer. Close. We have it so close. Lots of features that worked great for us as a family. We camped in it several times in 20-degree weather, pretty cold weather. But since we had a trailer that could go anywhere, we thought, well, it might as well be able to go anywhere, anytime, regardless of the weather. So that's what kind of brought about the changes for the 2023.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be the best, right? Got to be the best. Okay. So I'm going to, again, share my screen with you guys and talk through some of this. So, so we have here, okay, so I apologize. Okay, so as many of you know, the trailer is equipped with hot water and a furnace, whether you have a 2022 and got the Webasto option, or have a 2023 now heated standard as far as the furnace is concerned. So everybody has the this right here, this heat port, right? And for those of you who have opted, or who have a trailer and who opted for the shower enclosure here, that's on the front, but everyone has the shower itself, right? And that's no different in the 2023. And that is all powered, if you will, by the Truma combi unit now in the 2023. And one of the reasons, or the biggest reason really, we went away from the Webasto and switched over to the Truma is because we really needed a compact package that was more robust than the instant hot water heater that we were supplying with the 2022. It's a great unit. The problem is, if you forget to winterize it, it's like, man, immediately the little heat exchanger in there springs leaks, and come spring, you've got water all over the place. So we just wanted to, really make sure that you guys were taken care of and had a more robust system. So underneath the trailer, we have the Truma supplying heat not only to interior and up to the rooftop tent, but also to the water tank, which is this line here that supplies heat over to the water tank. And then this line here supplies heat to the kitchen. So you have a line that is down in the frame that's supplying that needed heat for keeping your water from freezing, right, during super cold temperatures. And there you can see that heat line coming up and going into the kitchen area right there. And what's really cool about this is it makes for a very clean area down here and in these frame rails, right, where there's no water lines at all. For those of you who possibly have a 2022, you'll remember that the water pump was sitting right back here, and those water lines came out and went here and then down through the frame. So they are all insulated, and like Stacy mentioned earlier, we camped in 20-degree weather all the time, and they were fine in the 2022. But to take it one step further, we really wanted to get all of that up and inside the main cabin. So here's that heater line coming up from the bottom through the frame. And what that heater line does in the kitchen area is it supplies heat to the right here. So this track right here, it's called an energy chain, and that keeps all of the vital components, right? So you have electrical right here, you have propane, thank you, Mike. You have hot water and cold water, right, all in this. And this heater kind of blows heat out and keeps these lines from freezing. Now, I want to point out, we just recently had Will Fowler from Venture to Roam take out the Xgrid rental unit in, I think there was 0 degrees. It's really cool video. If you haven't seen it, I'd check it out, Venture to Roam. But he takes out the 2023 Voyager trailer, again, the rental unit from Xgrid campers, and he talks about this and how you know, it's critical. Like there's a big difference, right, between 20 degrees and 0 degrees. So if you are planning on taking out your trailer in, you know, 0 sub-freezing kind of extreme temperatures, it's very important that you keep the kitchen slide pulled in. So again, this heater can keep this warm until you're ready to use it, because as soon as you pull it out, I mean, it's only a matter of time, and that all depends on the temperature, right, that you're in, how cold you're in. So I just wanted to point that out. And I don't know, anything to add, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, like he said, the most important thing, you know, if you're really camping in that kind of, you know, weather, keep everything closed, you know, as much as you can. It's gonna keep the kitchen area just warm enough to keep all your water and everything from freezing.
Cool. So the other part of this is the Truma combi. So this is the control panel, and here, this icon right here is for heat, and that's going to give you a range of, I believe it's what, 40 to 86 degrees, right? Yep. And then over here, this water, this is the water tank, the heating icon, if you will. And that is going to give you 3 modes, and that's going to be eco, hot, and boost. And those 3, eco is kind of just a, I don't know, warm setting, hot is hot, and boost is is putting all of the energy of the Truma combi into heating water. So if you're going to take a shower, I would recommend going to the boost setting. Stacey's done this, right?
Yep,
A few times.
I very much enjoyed it.
And that way you can mix more of the cold with the hot to make your shower a little longer. So anyway, just wanted to kind of point that out there. And now let's see here. Let's go to the next. Now, the heating comes out of the ports, just like the Webasto here and here, right above. Now, I will note that it's important to have the vent cracked. You want to have it an inch or two cracked, and if necessary, I mean, kind of depending on conditions, you could even turn it on the lowest setting, but usually just having it cracked is sufficient. So, as you know, the Truma, this is, another one of the ports that heats the rooftop tent. And I wanted to include this because I wanted to point out how that happens, right? So you have this little flap, and many of you have probably talked to me or seen this done already, but if you pull up that flap on the side of your rooftop tent, most rooftop tents have these. If you don't, then you certainly have a window that you could unzip a little bit and put that through, and then you can just drape it up inside, and it works really well. Even stuff it down your sleeping bag if you want.
Preheat it.
Yeah. A couple of things I wanted to point out here in the interior is number one, this right here. So this is the return air vent for your heater. And now if you have a Webasto, that's going to be on the opposite side, right back here, kind of in this location. And that is important to keep open so that you get that circulation, right? And then you'll see our optional window shades here that are handy. And now you have this is a trailer that was ready for delivery. And you have I want to point out this right here. So just like the return air vent on the inside, you have a return air vent on the outside too. This, when you're heating the rooftop tent, you're pushing air out into the tent, right? Out effectively outside. So you have to replenish that so as to not create a vacuum inside the trailer. And that is done again by this fresh air vent right here. And that's really nice because it kind of, gets fresh air, so it's not stale. Another part of the system is this button right here. This button is going to operate the electricity, or the 12 volts, going to the battery heater, right? So you see that right here, heat enable. So it's this right here. And it doesn't really pull a whole lot of power, just enough to keep those batteries above 34 degrees, which is kind of their cut, or 32 degrees. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it pulls just over an amp, so it's not a whole lot.
Yeah. It also will turn on the heating pad on the water tank, right? So this is the bottom of the water tank, and you have a heating pad, and that pulls 4.6 amps, yep, I believe. So you don't want to just leave this on willy-nilly. And if you are in extreme cold conditions, I would highly recommend you have enough energy, whether that be from a generator or solar, to enable you to turn on, again, this tank heating pad, as well as the battery heaters, right? So, and one last thing to kind of talk about with regard to four season is the opposite end of the spectrum, which is the air conditioning unit that we have as an option. So we don't actually sell the Zero Breeze, but we do provide this shelf and the ports going through the wall. And you can see that on this next slide, kind of how that works. So this side down here will suck air in to cool the condenser. And then this side blows hot air out. So you're not using the air inside the cabin to cool the compressor, but you're using outside air, which makes that a whole lot more efficient. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of, I don't know, insight, if you will, on the 4-season package. And it wasn't too boring as far as the slideshow goes. So we'd love to open it up for some questions. So Mike's question, if just in case anyone didn't hear, was they just watched the Venture to Roam video, and kind of how does it work, right? When you're out in the cold, do you need to turn on the 4-season, the heating pad and the battery heaters and leave those on? And the answer is really, how cold are you going, right? So if those batteries are not getting below 32 degrees, then you're fine to not turn that on, right? Because you're not going to freeze. But if you are lower than that, then I would recommend, yes, turning that on. And you can, on the Red Arc, there's actually a temperature sensor. So we've relocated those temperature sensors from down underneath. For those of you who have a 2022, one of the sensors was down underneath next to the water pump. And that was so that you knew, right, if you were going to freeze, like, have kind of like, little preemptive, right, information. But now what we've done is we've moved those and we've added a second, and one of those sensors goes to the water tank itself. So you can see how cold your water tank is and if you're getting close to freezing or not. And then the second one is run actually up into that front cargo box right next to the water pump itself. So you can see kind of the major, I guess, I don't know, major pieces of that plumbing system to know if you're getting close to freezing or not. So, so to answer your question, Mike, I would say monitor that and make sure that you do not let those, either one of those reach that 32-degree mark. The Red Arc system also will show you the battery temperature. So you'll be able to see 3 different temperatures, and it's going to show you the battery temperature and give you a warning if it's too low. Now, if you see that warning, obviously, immediately you need to turn that on, right? Turn on the battery heaters. And if you are in a really cold environment, like I said earlier, like Will, in 0 degrees, that's probably something you want to have a secondary power option. I mean, I don't know that I would recommend running your vehicle all night or anything like that, but if you had a little Honda generator, or or at least had a way to some good solar options, if it, obviously barring that it's not too cloudy, but you can get those batteries charged all the way back up, so that overnight, while that tank heater is on, while that, the battery heaters are on, it's not going to deplete the batteries too far. So I don't know, hopefully that helps. It's just that there's so many different scenarios and obviously temperatures that, you kind of need to, I will say this, you have to be a lot more vigilant the colder you go. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, no, thank you. Appreciate that answer.
Yeah, so great for you guys all to join us. Thank you so much. I know we're running a little long, and I mean, we're certainly willing to hang out a little while longer, but for those of you who need to go, thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the family. We sure appreciate you guys, and hopefully living up to your expectations.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna do more of these Meet the Makers and you'll get to see more of our team. We'd love to hear of other things that you'd like us to kind of dive deep in. I think we've got a few planned. We're gonna do a really in-depth look at the kitchen and the usage of that. We're gonna do another Meet the Makers that's all about the Red Arc system, and we'll bring in some of our guys that work on the electrical side of it. And so you'll get to meet them also in the future, future Meet the Makers.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. It's cool. I only saw a few faces, but it's nice to put some faces to the name.
Yeah. So good to see you guys. Yeah.